In practical terms, what might that look like when you have, the Green Party? People seem to be speculating that they could go into a similar agreement with the NDP, that confidence in supply agreement, like in 2017. But they did have a lot of differences on certain issues, including involuntary treatment, for example, and the carbon tax. So. Is there enough common ground there for the Greens and the NDP?
Well, this is going to be one of the questions that I think David Eby is going to need to address. If he has, as we now think, 46 seats, and the Conservatives have 45, and the NDP hold the balance, one option for him would be to say, I'm going to govern as if I was in a majority, and let the other parties decide if they want to vote non-confidence, and that will trigger an election. And I think we ought to remember, even though Mr. Rustad says he's going to bring the NDP down at the first opportunity, how happy would British Columbians be if immediately after a throne speech, there's a vote that brings the government down and we're back in an election in just a couple of months? I don't think people would praise that. I don't think people would be pleased by it. So the Conservatives are going to have to think carefully about when to pull the trigger if that's what they want to do. Likewise for the Greens. They may decide we don't want a supply and confidence arrangement. We will simply support the government on an issue by issue, vote by vote basis. Or they may go back to a supply and confidence arrangement, in which case you put into place not only a core set of concerns that you're going to work together on, but some kind of mechanism for resolving disputes as they arise. And I think, quite frankly, that arrangement worked very well. The CASA arrangement after 2017 worked for 3 years. It could have worked for the full term, had it not been the case that John Horgan, the premier at the time, decided to pull the plug, striving to get a majority. And here again, we see this logic, the winner-take-all logic of our system is politicians hanker after majorities rather than having to work together with other political parties. And I think that's really a major problem in our political culture. We need to develop more of a culture of an assumption that nobody necessarily is going to have all of the power. And they therefore have to learn how to share that power and work together more collaboratively in the legislature with other political parties.